Hey guys, this is the Crypto Jarhead coming back after a few days off. um, so in my last couple of videos, I was coughing a lot. Turns out I had the flu. Still have it, but I think I'm on the upside of that. Woke up today feeling much better than I had the past few days. So that's why I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately. Been a little distracted, and I could barely talk. I can still not really talk that well. But wanted to come with a quick update on Chrysos. They hadn't been paying interest, or they weren't, hadn't, whatever. I'm still sick. I don't care. So they weren't paying interest every day. And my return was stuck at, I think it was like negative 96 or negative 94 or something like that. But they did a system update, and they've gone ahead and given out the interest from the past few days. So you should be able to look in your lending tab and see that balance reflected. Now, I'm still in the negative because as soon as I made that loan, they went ahead and gave me a commission on that loan immediately. So with Chrysos, instead of withdrawing this every day once it gets to the positive, I'm gonna wait until they actually get to an exchange to withdraw it. So until then, I'm just gonna let it collect. I'm just gonna let it sit there. And the reason why is that once it opens up to an exchange to where I can actually sell the Chrysos for BTC and, therefore get money in my pocket, this price of $14 is not going to last on the exchange. It's gonna fall pretty dramatically, pretty quickly. So if I pull it out today, like let's say today I had a return of $15. That's about what I'll be getting every day. And I pulled that out in Chrysos, it'd be one Chrysos. Well, if I pull that out today and take that, one Chrysos and have it, quote unquote, in my hand, once it hits the exchange, that $14 or $15 would only be worth, whatever the price is going for, $1 or $2. If you look at, let's see, like Monix, they're already on the exchange, and their last price I saw on them was 46 cents per Monix. So I would not be surprised if Chrysos falls under $1 once it hits the exchange, at least temporarily. Remember I said, you know, the first couple of days that price tanks hard. It's just the way it is. And the fact of the matter is nobody's going to pay $14 for a token that they paid $1 for. You know. So, if I wait for Chrysos to hit that price where they're selling, whatever price that they're buying and selling for, that'll bring the volume to where I'll actually be able to sell my Chrysos. So if I wait for it to hit that price, and let's just say it's $1, and I've got the $15 in returns here on the screen, right here, and then I withdraw it and sell, then I'll actually have my $15 versus just $1. So I would suggest if you have Chrysos and you currently have a positive number in here, I would wait for it to hit the exchange and wait for it to kind of stabilize to where people are actually buying it. And then go ahead and hit the withdrawal button and send it to the exchange and sell it. Because then you'll actually get, because it won't matter what the price of Chrysos is when you pull it out. If the price of Chrysos is $1, when you pull it out, you'll get $15. If the price of Chrysos is $14 when you pull it out, you'll get 1.03 or whatever that is, Chrysos, which will translate to $1. So I would wait until the price stabilizes and people are buying and selling to actually hit the withdrawal button to get your Chrysos and then sell that for what it's worth. So there's that. Thorn should be opening up their exchange here in just a little bit. Damn it. Hang on. Okay. So Thorn is should be opening up their exchange here. Today's the 8th, so they should be opening up fairly soon here, sometime today. The exchange is supposed to open up at $8 per Thorn. So we'll see what happens with that. Meanwhile, staking is happening. It's still going. I'm getting pretty close to getting my first stake being done. Yeah, my first one will be done tomorrow. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and stake one more time. And that will put me done on the 16th, which lending is lending happening yet? No. Okay, so sorry. The lending should be opening up here sometime today at $8, and the exchange, I think that got delayed to the 18th. But I've been a little out of it, so I think I'm still going to just stake twice and maybe just have the Thorn just chilling in my wallet for a couple of days. So that way, when the exchange does open up and the price jumps, then I can be free to lend and not have to wait another week. I would have more tokens or more Thorns at the end of that, but my plan was to stake twice and then lend my original 581 and sell the Thorn generated from staking to get my initial investment back out. Now, this might run into the same issue with Chrysos, where there's just not a whole lot of volume at first. I don't think that's going to be the case just because of the insane amount of demand that there was for Thorn during the ICO. I think a lot of people are going to be trying to get in on this. I think the general consensus around the internet seems to be that Thorn is going to hit $100 very, very rapidly. And I think a lot of people believe that. So a lot of people are still going to be trying to buy at $15. Still trying to buy at $30 or whatever. So I don't think we're going to have the same issue that we have with Chrysos, where there's just not any buyers. However, if the volume is an issue, instead of trying to sell those staking Thorns that I earned, I'd probably just throw those alone too. It'll increase my daily loan amount, my daily interest, and I would still be in the positive after a few days with that. So either way, just looking to get into the green. That's about all I've got for today. Monix, I really thought hard this morning about hopping into Monix because it is currently trading for less than the ICO price. And that should still hit. It might take a couple weeks to get back up to, $5 or $6 or whatever. But that is got volume, it's got demand, so that price is going to increase. But the fact of the matter is that I found Monix too late to get into the ICO, so I didn't really research into it. And so I'm not the kind of guy to just be like, oh, well, look at what they're trading for now. Let me hop into that. I would really want to take a day or two to really dig into it before I got into that platform. However, if you were really digging on Monix and you tried to get into the ICO and you couldn't, but you really wanted to, this would probably be a good time to get into it if you missed the ICO, because you get another chance here. However, I did not, and I don't just jump into things. I like to look into the white papers myself. I don't just take what anybody tells me at face value. Even if, the Oracle did say it was good, and I do. I'm part of the Wolf Pack. I love Team Us. And the Oracle is my Oracle. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to jump blindly into everything. I like to look for myself. And if I see what I like to see in the white papers, then I'm all in. But I just haven't had the time, and I'm still not feeling 100%. So I'm not going to make any rash decisions. Now, if you haven't seen the Oracle's latest video, he just dropped it about 10 minutes ago. He's teasing for a new ICO that is not doing lending. It's a staking platform, which, with all the government shenaniganery and regulations and people, I don't really care about the government and regulations and stuff like that. What concerns me is the people's mindset. So if people are afraid to get into lending platforms because they believe all the FUD and all the bullshit, there's just not going to be the volume required to make it profitable for us, right? So I think a lot of ICOs are going to start steering away from lending and going into what they call a staking platform. And it'll work very similarly to lending. But the interest we paid, it'll be very, very similar to lending. Now, this new ICO that he was teasing about, he didn't give us a name because that's just what he does. He likes to play with us, and he likes his foreplay, which I appreciate. It's kind of nice. Makes me feel like a lady. What really caught my attention is this ICO is talking about paying out the staking interest directly in BTC, which I think would be awesome. And if that's in their white paper, I'm going in on it, because that completely negates all this. You don't have to worry about volume. You don't have to worry about where am I going to sell these tokens. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's just paid directly in Bitcoin, which you can send straight to your wallet, which would be a refreshing change of pace. So you don't have to worry about all these things that we worry about. But that is really all the information I have on that, so I'm not going to get too far into that. I am excited about it, though. I did like what I saw on that so far, but like I said, I don't even have a name, so I can't even go look at the white papers for myself. And if you are considering getting into any coin, any ICO, I really strongly suggest that you go to their website and download that white paper and look for yourself, because that's where you're going to find all the technical details, all the information that you need. And there may be something in there that that you are not comfortable with. Maybe I'm completely comfortable with, and I understand, and I'm willing to take that risk. And I'm fine with, but maybe that would be a deal breaker for you. Well, you would never know about that until after you were in it. Like, for example, if you only wanted platforms that pay directly in BTC instead of coins, and you just heard all the Chrysos hype and thought it was going to be amazing and jumped in. Well, now you're getting Chrysos tokens instead of BTC. Now you're pissed. Now you're screaming scam. You know, now you're thinking that you're never going to get your money back, which is not true. You just have to have a little bit of patience. You know, it'll work itself out. You just have to wait for the volume to get there, and it will. You know, but if you looked in the white paper, you would have known that that's how they're paying. You know, and so that wouldn't have been a surprise. Wouldn't have freaked you out. And if that would have been a deal breaker for you, you would have known that before you put your money into it. You know, maybe you would have sat it out. Not a big deal. There are plenty of ICOs, plenty of other opportunities. And ICOs are not the only opportunities to earn in crypto. So if you're uncomfortable with the lending platform space, with all the risks that go with ICOs, maybe you should look for another channel. Look for something, someone that's experienced in trading these altcoins and stuff. Because that's not my game. I'm not very good at it. I screw around with it just for fun, but for me, it's just, I think it's interesting. That's it. So I play around with it just a little bit, but that's not how I make my money. I do ICOs because there is a lot of risk that the coin will never materialize, but if it does, you're looking at almost guaranteed 10, 15, 20x your money, so even if 3 or 4 in a row run away on you, that 4th or 5th one's going to hit and you're going to more than make up that money. So that is what I'm comfortable doing. Maybe not what you're comfortable doing. That's really all I got. As you can tell, I'm still not great. I just knew I hadn't put out a video in a couple days, wanted to get something out there. So stay frosty, happy hunting, make some money.